Expecto Patronum! This is my Patronus. It's just my teddy bear Rupert, named after the wonderful ginger, Rupert Grint, who plays Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films. I would like to think that my Patronus would actually be a Warbler, but I don't have any on hand right now. Yeah, like my wand, I Ron Weasley-ified it by putting tape around it, trying to make it look like it was broken. Even though it's just a twig. It's not a legit wand. So this week's vlog is about Harry Potter, because here with all the Five Colors girls, we love Harry Potter, and I don't know about for them, but my childhood ended. I've already seen it 3 times. I saw it at midnight, so that was like Friday morning at midnight, I guess. I saw it Saturday with my one friend, and then I went to see it on Sunday. Saw it 3 days in a row. It was really good. I don't know if I was satisfied with it fully, because I know some people don't read the books, but the books are really truly amazing. So I feel like to understand it fully, you have to actually read the books. I cried when they showed Fred. When they showed that Fred was dead, and that the Resurrection Stone scene, I cried when he was just like, stay with me, or whatever, and his mom was like, always. I was like, oh, don't! But, I didn't really like that in the Resurrection Stone scene, though, that they didn't, like, do anything with, like, Harry's father more. Like, he just had, like, one line, and, like, Harry barely even looked at him, and I'm like, you know, it's not like he's some random stranger, he is your father, like. I would have cried when Snape died, but I don't know, I thought the way they showed that he died was very vicious, and like, you can't really cry when there's a snake jumping out of the screen at you. Well, it was only in 2D, so it really wasn't jumping out at me, but it was very vicious the way he died. I mean, it wasn't like a peaceful thing either, but yeah. Oh, you like what I did with my nails? I put them on every finger, but I painted the Deathly Hallows. Even though I do love Rupert Grint, even if he was someone else who was extremely unattractive, I still think that Ron Weasley would still be my favorite character, because I just like the type of person he is. I like the fact that he's a really loyal friend. Like, he's willing to risk everything just for, like, friendship. And I also like how he can, like, whenever there's, like, a dark situation, he can always, like, make it a little bit more lighthearted, I guess. Is that the right word? Is that English? Also, Hermione would be probably one of my favorite characters as well, because I like how she's a strong, powerful woman, because she's smart. Neville was really bitchin'. Neville was freaking kick-ass in this movie. So was Professor McGonagall. I was really glad that she had some, like, yeah moments. She was badass. And so was Mrs. Weasley for her famous line, "Not my daughter, you bitch." Oh, hell no. So, you gotta love her. There were some things I liked about this movie. Like, I liked the fact that they kept that line in, because I'm pretty sure that if they did not keep in the line, "Not my daughter, you bitch," there would have been, like, a revolution going on, like, against David Yates and David Heyman about that. They did not keep that line in. Or, why did I say revolution? Would it be a revolution? A revolt? I don't know. English is not my strong suit at this moment in time, so forgive. I didn't really like how, I liked how in the 7th book, they, like, had, like, all these characters, like, at least the characters were there, like, in the book, and, like, they maybe had, like, one line, or she, like, mentioned them at least, so you knew they were there. Like, I didn't like how in this book you didn't, like, get a sense of any of the other characters except for, like the main few. Like, my friend who I went to see it with, who doesn't read the books, was like, "What happened to Mr. Weasley?" And I was like, "Oh no, he was there. He just didn't have any lines or anything like that. He was just in the background." Like, they didn't talk about Percy ever in any of the movies, except for, like, they didn't talk about how he, like, betrayed his family, basically, and, like, went into the ministry. And then he came back and, like, had his big thing, and they didn't do anything with that. They didn't have Oliver Wood in this movie. They didn't have Colin Creevey, because he was supposed to die. Like, I just wish they did a little bit more with some of the other characters. I mean, you could have given them, like, one line or something like that, or just, like, one little scene where they were, like, fighting off someone else. Because, like, I didn't really get, like, the essence of, like, everybody else fighting someone off. I just saw, like, students running around randomly everywhere, and I was just like, is this supposed to be a war scene? Also, I didn't really like the Ron-Hermione kiss, mainly because I want Rupert to marry me. But, it really wasn't that bad, mainly because his head blocked most of it, so that was fine. My favorite scene in that movie is, well, anytime that Ron speaks, because he's just a genius in this movie, which I loved. And I loved, though, when he took his shirt off when they came out of the lake after jumping off the dragon, because, yeah, he's shirtless. And although, I mean, he doesn't have the best body, he's just kind of slim, which is fine with me. I don't need a muscular man. I mean, he's not exactly the tannest person ever, but he's also ginger, so it's not really his fault. Can't help that. After he, like, watched Snape's memories and Harry learned that he had to go die, he, like, and then Hermione was like, I'll go with you, and then, like, they had this, like, really emotional hug. And then I wanted Ron to go up and hug him after that, because he was just like, no, you can't do that. I wanted Ron to go hug him. Like, Ron, he is your best friend. Don't just stand there. Go hug him, damn it. Like, that was, like, probably one of my most... I hated that part. I hate that part of the movie, because he's your best friend about to go die, and this is the last time, well, that he thinks he's going to see him, because they don't know yet that at that point in the movie that he's not going to die. Like, hug him. Even do, like, the quick little bro hug, like, hey, man, what's going on? You know, like, I don't care what you do. Shake his hand, like, don't just stare at him as he hugs your girlfriend. Like, it's not like he's gonna cop a feel. I mean, he could have. Like, who cares? Like, go friggin' hug your best friend who is about to die. You stupid, stupid ginger. Even though I love him. But, yeah, that was probably one of my least favorite parts. I don't know. It just really bothers me that they didn't have Ron hug him. Because I feel like I know that if my best friend was about to go sacrifice himself for the rest of mankind, basically, to try to put an end to Lord Voldemort's reign, I would be sobbing and I would be hugging the shit out of them. I mean, maybe that's just because I'm a girl, but... And I don't really cry ever. I don't cry in real life. I didn't cry when I read the book. I didn't cry when I finished the book. Like, maybe that's because I didn't cry, maybe because I knew that it really wasn't truly over. I feel like they did do a really good job, for the most part, for some of the movies, in terms of keeping them true to the books. The fifth movie is my least favorite by far, because besides the seventh book, because the seventh book is always everyone's favorite. The fifth book is my favorite book out of all of them, and I feel like they did the worst with that movie. But I don't know, I just didn't, when I left the theater after watching it at midnight, I just felt so, like, numb, and I didn't really know what to feel. And then, like, I mean, I cried, like, I teared up, like, during the movie, but then, like, I was just, like, so numb going into it, because I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I heard, like, the stars, they would, like, say, like, that the movie was, like, so good and stuff, and, like, Snape's scene was really emotional, but I don't know, I just didn't really get that emotion drawn out of me, I suppose. And I just felt, I don't know, I felt like my soul was ripped out, kind of, at the end of that movie. And part of me was turned into a Horcrux that night, when they ripped out my soul at the end of that movie. I just wish it was more with, like, other characters and stuff, because, yes, it is all about Harry, but, you know, he can't do anything by himself, which we've learned throughout all of the books. He needs his friends, and he needs people to help him, and I feel like they just didn't show that as much, which, I mean, I know it's called Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and whatever, but, you know, it still would have been nice to see the other people. But, yeah, I think that's it. So, yeah. I hope you guys all enjoyed Harry Potter. Let me know what you guys thought of it. I don't know. I just am very critical, I guess. I don't know. So comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends, go out and see the movie. We broke a record with $168 million or something like that worldwide. Beat The Dark Knight, so that's pretty bitchin'. Twilight tried to match that. Even though I like Twilight, I just don't really think the two should be compared because their stories are completely different. But that's another rant for another time. Alright, well, I'll see you later, kitties, and have a nice week.